boost now active. The boost is being taken by the enemy. And the enemy has acquired the boost.
How's it going, agents? Biz here with another Division 2 video. Today, I want to take a deeper dive into status effects in PvP. Because right now the servers are flooded with people dropping a bleed hive and letting God's order down. I figured we need a better workaround. Luckily, a friend of mine shared an amazing counter to this annoying meta, and I'm going to share it with you all today. As always, whether you're new here or been around since the birth of democracy, you are welcome here. I've been getting a lot of feedback from you guys watching, and seeing you guys engaging and getting better has been a true driving force for this channel. As I want us all to get better together, feel free to leave a comment below if there's anything build-wise you're having a hard time with. Let's figure it out together. Also, if you haven't already, today is a great day to hit the like and subscribe button. While those two buttons may not seem like much, your help here will be beneficial to the growth of this channel. While y'all get to that, let's strap up, crack an ice-cold liquid death, and get down to it. So, there is an evil among us in PvP. Now, this evil ranks somewhere between getting the wrong order at the drive-thru and Osama bin Laden. Yes, lurking around almost every corner is someone waiting to put a status effect on you. Imagine loading into the Dark Zone or Conflict, thinking you're going to go in, get some okay loot, shoot a couple guys, maybe do some rogue policing, only to come across one agent with a fire sticky bomb or a tier 6 bleed hive that will just instantly derail any of the great plans that you just had. If you've been in any part of Division 2 PvP, be it the Dark Zone or especially Conflict lately, you don't need to imagine this. This has been you at some point. Status effects are highly effective and can be a lot of fun if you're not on the receiving end. Honestly, I kind of bear a little bit of the blame, as I made 2 videos on status effect builds that I will link above now if you haven't seen them. Just like Dr. Frankenstein, I need to supply an end to these monsters. This community needs a solid counter for these status effects, and I have that today. We're going to lean in heavy to burn and bleed resistance with a setup that will grant us near immunity to both of those status effects. Now, I can't take all the credit for creating this build. I can't even take any of the credit for this one. My buddy Swifty came to me with the idea and the bones of this setup. He's an amazing player when it comes to PvP, and someone who I'm glad to bounce build theory crafting off of. To begin, this is set up on a demolitionist specialization. I feel like there are a lot of good reasons to go this route. Ignoring explosions, weapon handling medkits, the group buff to targets out of cover. I don't think I missed anything, but you go check it. The main reason with this build is for the buff to burn resistance. Hazard protection will only go so far. To get as close to that 90 to 100% resist range, we need to find other places to get that immunity. As a general overview of the build, we see a 3 blue, 3 red setup with a mix of red and blue attributes. As a reference, the blue attributes are all rolled to hazard protection, and one of the mods to bleed resistance. Keeping up with the numbers right out of the gate, we have about 60% hazard protection, 70% bleed resistance, and 80% burn resistance. Not bad, but we need more. Going into the gear, we see 2 pieces of Seska, which will give us crit chance and hazard protection bonuses. The 2 pieces of Sokolov concern for SMG damage and crit hit damage. 1 piece of Grupo Sombra for crit hit damage, and finally, a Y'all piece for extra hazard protection. Now, those 2 pieces that buff our hazard protection will bring us to 80% hazard protection, 90% bleed, and 100% burn resistance. We are as close to immune as we can get. Looking at the backpack and chest talents, we go after the status meta with another meta. Here we're going to lean on an old favorite, an adrenaline rush on the backpack, and intimidate on the chest. This is arguably one of the best synergies in the game, which I am here for. But if you have a better duo, leave it in the comments below. You know I love a good off-meta moment, so let's make one. On the gun side of things, it seems we need something that will pack a punch on its own. As we lost some attributes to gain hazard protection, our weapons need to really do a lot without having as much support from the build. For this, we lean on Lady Death. Now, I've covered this gun a few times, but if you haven't ran with it, LD is the ultimate run-and-gun killing machine. Literally, you get damage stacks every time you move, and you gain dumb amounts of speed every time you kill an enemy. It's a lot of fun. You should try it. For the secondary, as this is a build from Swifty, who is the self-appointed king of shotguns. No, seriously, This guy literally did a Dark Hours raid with a shotgun build. A mess, but effective. We have to run a custom M870. This is a nice emergency shoot should the Lady Death run out of ammo, and you'll be able to finish whatever is in front of you with ease, especially if you run Optimist on it. Finally, we get to skills. And I gotta say, I relapsed for this build just to use a Crusader shield. Having that armor in front of you is so handy, especially when we're playing up close, and that's what we're going to do with this build. Just be sure to put the shield away when on the move. As for the other skill, again, you have some freedom here. I personally have been flipping between a Jam Repulse, so I can knock down an enemy shield, and a Shrapnel Trap. Putting a Shrapnel Trap on a choke point or a blind spot will alert you if someone steps in it, giving you a chance to alert your team and hopefully stack up. What we end up at with this build is a really effective, fast-moving, close-range agent who can walk through those hives with little damage being taken. As a note, you will still get affected by skill damage, so the hive charges and the initial explosion of any sticky will still hurt, just not nearly as much. Also, while a majority of the player base is using status builds, be mindful of what builds you're up against. I said it in an earlier video to know your counters, and this is a great example of that. Should you find yourself up against a full team of straight DPS, switch to something else for a better effect. So normally this is the part of the PvP video where I take some time and show a counter as well. I feel like since this build is a counter, I'm not going to counter its counter ability. Instead, I want to see how you guys build this week. I've been saying this for a couple weeks, but I know some of you have some really great ideas and are getting better with the channel's help. So show me how you go about mitigating bleed and burn status effects, and tag it in the comments below with the hashtag #handlingbusiness. I'm going to wrap it up here. Again, I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. If you did, and you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe. Seriously, it helps the channel more than you know. I look forward to chatting with you guys over the week and learning how you build it. I'll catch y'all guys next time. Biz out.